today I'm playing League of Legends. This is called URF Mode at the moment, and my first character I'm playing will be Karthus, because as you can see he's just broken. You can just sit there and spam your Q next to the turret. It looks like artillery fire. I have Galio with my teammate at the moment, which makes it even worse because he can do it as well with his Q. But I think it's mainly my E what's overpowered. The E is Defile or whatever it is, and it's no mana cost, so you can just leave it on the whole game if you don't die. But you do die sometimes if the enemy team decides to gank you over and over again. But as you can see with your artillery Q, where you can just spam so hard next to the wall, or the wall which slows you down, it's pretty bad. I don't know the names of all the attacks, but I know what they do. So I've seen Karthus be played in normal games a couple of times, but he's not as OP as what this URF mode is. This URF mode makes it broken, really broken. As you can see, I just get my ult, and I thought it would be like a 1 second cooldown for everything, so you can just use it over and over again, but that would be really bad, I suppose, for gameplay. Everybody would just keep dying all the time. So I think my ult at the moment is, I think, 30-second cooldown or 40-second cooldown, and I'm trying to save it for kill shots, or when I die at least, for when my ring of death is down. As you can see, URF mode comes around once a year. Usually, I missed last year's one, but I got to play this year's one, so I'm grateful for that. But I did want to try last year's one because there was a lot of tunes that haven't been reworked yet, which would have been really broken in URF mode. They bring out new game modes all the time, but URF mode is I'm pretty sure it's usually that once a year thing. But as you can see, I'll play Teemo next after Karthus. But I know Karthus and Teemo are really broken. They're probably one of the most broken champions in URF mode at the moment. I know there's other ones like Zed and a couple of other Ari and a couple of other really broken ones as well. But my choice was Karthus and Teemo, just because how overpowered they are when it comes into team fights and normal fights. As you can see, you can just dominate their base after a while. If you're not careful, you get caught out because you just get so strong. You're just used to going in and just murdering everyone. But it sort of gets like that after a while. Like, you get so strong to a point where you just want to run in and take everybody out. It is URF mode. Like, it's not normal mode. Normal mode usually you would try a bit harder, but URF mode you just know you can do a lot of damage really fast with no cooldowns. But the base area of URF mode, I think it only goes for 17 minutes. Usually when enemies get into your base like this, it's pretty much over, because there's so many ults and so many AoEs, so many like no cooldown abilities for it. You could just spam so hard that there's pretty much no fighting it after a certain point in the game. But I think I've seen a couple of comebacks so far where it's very lucky, I suppose, if the enemy team gets so many kills in front of you, which they need more items to get. Their ability power gets a lot more, and their attack damage, and pretty much all that adds up to a counter win sometimes. But it's very rare in my eyes, because usually, like you've seen, when you get into the base, it's really hard to counter fight it, I suppose. Teemo is my next character what I play, and I reckon he's more broken than Karthus. So when it comes to late game anyway, early game he struggles a tiny bit. His Q is really overpowered, I suppose. His poisons don't do as much early game, but late game it's really broken. Like, his mushrooms you can keep spamming in the lane, where you can put it in the jungle and the lane and slow everybody down what's trying to chase you. After a while, they'll pretty much try to all gank you after a certain amount of time. The enemy team will send in more than 2 players, majority of the time anyway. There's so much shrooms and AoE damage going on where they're lucky to catch you out if you place your shrooms in the right place. Like at the moment, as you can see with Vayne, she gets nailed really fast just because the shrooms slowed them down. But the more ability power you get, the shrooms should be killing them if they keep following you over and over and over again. If your shrooms don't get them, your poisons and your Q, which is really bad at the moment. I don't know why they allowed Teemo to play in URF mode. I suppose he might not be as bad as Zed. I've seen some Zed plays in URF mode, which is really broken. But Teemo holds his ground, I suppose. Like, I haven't versed a Teemo versus Zed yet, which I would like to try that. I'm pretty sure Zed will get completely wrecked because there's so many shrooms on the ground. You can just kite everybody around it. Like, I'll get into the end game at the moment where I'll go for the enemy base and their towers, and I'll plant so many shrooms in this mid lane that you can't really get ganked, or I suppose you could if they all decide to come for you, but even then, you still have a good chance of getting away. You might not be able to fight all of them, but most of their health is going to be gone by then for your teammates to come in and attack. So at that point, usually you just dominate the whole map pretty much. Like, you can walk around and place your shrooms in different locations in the jungle, or maybe, I don't know, in different lanes, but in the end you've only got 20 shrooms you can use at once in URF mode, which is your cooldowns. It does drop down to about 3 seconds per shroom, which is really OP, but 20 shrooms it's a lot if you all use them in the same location. If you spread them out, it's not really that effective. Like, it is a bit, but they're more effective if you want to stack them up, not all on top of each other, but all around the sort of the same location. They pretty much have no chance. If you've got teammates who are willing to group with you, like at the moment I have teammates all over the place who are trying to protect my shrooms, where they clean up anybody who tries to chase me. But if you did really want to 1 versus 1 more than 3 or 4, I suppose, you'd have to probably put them all in a line like I am doing at the moment, unless you're all in somewhere where you've got a getaway route, because you are going to get targeted really fast and everybody tries to do their ults and major damage on you as fast as they can. They don't like you. They just want you dead majority of the time. They're just like, fuck this Teemo. But it is really fun to play him at the moment. In URF, you don't really get a chance to play Teemo like this, because in normal game modes, his cooldown on his shrooms, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around 20 seconds, or it could be less depending on your cooldown reduction, but and what items you get. But it isn't as fun as what it is with URF mode. URF mode, you can really just spam them really bad, where nobody really wants to come fight you. They sort of just want to fight somebody else and work away around you, so they don't really have to go through your death zone. But as you can see, if you get into their base, you can just start spamming these shrooms all over their base, which is quite funny, because if there is not really much hope after that. Like, they can push, but they're gonna die really fast. Especially if you've got teammates coming into the base with you, you can kite them and kill as many as you want if you really want, as long as you have these shrooms down. The shrooms really need to be down. If you place them all over the place, like as you can see, they don't really have a chance to push. They get slowed down and they get murdered really fast. But you might get unlucky here and there, and you get the one player or the one champion what can jump on you really fast with your ult or with their ult and take you out really fast. But these shrooms, you can just plant everywhere, so there's really much no hope. In URF mode, if you do want to win, you can get chests for winning over and over and over again, depending on what your level is, or what the outcome of the game is, like an S or an A or a B or whatever it is. But Teemo is one of the ones what would be really good at farming wins for URF mode if you wanted to farm some chests. But yeah, that's it for me. Help my channel by subscribing, and thanks for watching. Make the ground shake. I can be his tapeworm, or his buttworm. Feed me. Feed me.